Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
All right, let me map out your day for you. What you'll be doing is you'll be putting most of that building right there, Yankee Stadium. Might be raining, might be a little damp, but there's going to be baseball. And Curtis Granderson wants baseball because he's swinging a hot bat. So is that man right there, Derek Jeter. He continues to rake. Tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the rubber game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Yankee baseball brought to you by Kia Motors. They present the Wednesday Game of the Week. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. Well, the Orioles got good pitching yesterday. Brian Mattis broke a personal 12-game losing streak, and the Orioles beat the Yankees 7-1. Yankees got a little offense. It was from the top of the lineup, and 1-2 in the order did the damage.
Yes, they did. Derek Jeter continues to hit, as Michael said. In fact, Derek had 3 hits last night. Nothing odd about that. He had hits in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th innings. We're going to take a look at 2 of the hits. He has been raking. He has 13 multi-hit games. That leads the American League. Curtis Granderson had another home run. In fact, it came at the bottom of the 1st. This one is touched off. A long home run off the facing of the upper deck. And the Yankees had initial lead at 1-0. And Curtis had a multi-hit game. He also had a single in the game. Both those guys combined for some good hitting last night.
3 hits for Jeter. He now has 40. That leads Major League Baseball. Curtis Granderson tied with 2 others for the American League in home runs with 9. Well, Ivan Nova would like some offensive support. He has yet to lose a game this year. Wants to keep that streak going. When we get back, we'll give you the pitching matchup, and Kenny will break it down. That's all coming up next right here on Yes. Arrieta will go for the Orioles. He's 1-2, 4.45. Better pitcher than his numbers. And Ivan Nova goes for the Yankees 3-0 with a 5.18. Welcome back to Yankees baseball. That's Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. So he has the best record of the Yankee starters, really tied with CC Sabathia. He's 3-0. But I don't think we've really seen the real Ivan Nova at this point.
Yeah, we haven't, because you look at his ERA and it's over 5, and we know he's a better pitcher than that. And I think one thing he has done this year, we've seen more strikeouts from Ivan Nova. We've seen fewer walks. And I think one thing that has happened, he's given up a lot of hits. But because of the fact he doesn't walk as many batters as he has in the past, it doesn't compound things, and he's able to get out of trouble with all of the strikeouts that he's getting. He's averaging a strikeout per inning this year, which is certainly something we haven't seen in the past from Nova.
And also, Kenny, he's still a bend but don't break guy, because he does have higher numbers, but when he needs to get outs to remain in the game and keep the Yankees in the lead, he gets them.
He gets them, and he seems to get run support at the right time, and that's why he has this long winning streak going.
15 games in a row. Can he make it 16? We shall see. The rubber game of this 3-game set is coming up. When we get back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees and the O's, right here on Yes. At your Tri-State GMC dealer, why just go when you could go pro? By J&R Music and Computer World, and by Acura Advance. It rained most of the morning and early afternoon in New York City, but it's clear now for the ball game. Kind of a chill in the air and a little damp as well. We'll take a look at the Orioles starting lineup. That's put together by Buck Showalter. We'll take it in third. Chavez, Hardy, and Markakis at the top. Jones, Wieters, and Davis in the middle. And the bottom third is Johnson, Reynolds, and Andino playing second and batting ninth.
Ivan Nova on the mound for the Yankees tonight. He's 3-0 in his career against the Baltimore Orioles. In fact, he beat them once this year down in Baltimore on April the 9th. These are his numbers. The ERA kind of high, but you can see the strikeouts and the walks. Good strikeout to walk ratio, and opponent's batting .343. That's kind of high. You can look for that number to come down. Let's check out the scout report. Bending but not breaking. A lot of hits, but there's more strikeouts. So he has a tendency to strand runners. Runners do not move when you're striking hitters out. Fewer walks. He has a 5 strikeout for every walk that he gives this year.
Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Jones, Granderson, and Ibanez. That's left to right. In the infield, Eric Chavez, Derek Jeter, Robinson Cano, and Mark Teixeira, third to first. And Russell Martin is behind the plate with Ivan Nova on the mound. Nova has not allowed a first-inning run in any of his last 8 regular season starts. Buck Showalter picked up his 1,000th victory of his career. In yesterday's game, his team celebrated with him on the field, mussing his hair up, jumping up and down around him. He had a big grin on his face, so he's going down for 1,001 now. Yankees are trying to stop it at 1,000. Chavez is ready, Nova's ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is outside, and we are underway.
Well, the Yankees are concentrating on winning this series and having a winning homestand. If they beat the Orioles tonight, it'll be a 4-2 homestand.
Chavez fouls it back, 1-1.
And take that momentum with them on the road to Kansas City. Here they come.
One. Count 2-1.
I think that game in Baltimore that Nova pitched was a kind of a perfect example of his season so far, Michael. He pitched 7 innings. He gave up 10 hits in that game, but he was able to get out of trouble time and time again. He didn't walk a hitter, and he struck out 7. He had a strikeout per inning. And Baltimore stranded runner after runner, and Nova came away with the victory as the Yankees won 6-2.
Grounded to first. Teixeira will take it himself. Beats Endy to the bag. 1 down. Let's check out the weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 54 degrees, humidity is high, wind not much. It's cloudy with a possible chance of late showers. With that ground out, Chavez now 2 for his last 22. So the Orioles miss Nolan Reimold, who is back in Baltimore getting a neck problem examined. Preliminary diagnosis is he has a bulging disc in his neck.
Baltimore has a day off tomorrow, but even then they're not sure if he's going to be able to continue on the road trip and show up in Boston. That's where Baltimore goes next.
Grounded up the middle, Jeter over, and it's under his glove for a base hit. Jeter got there, ball didn't come up.
J.J. Hardy with his 3rd hit of the series, and a little overspin on that ground ball just underneath the glove of Jeter. You know, we've seen it. If he gloves it, oh, and ball stayed down just at the end.
That's going to bring up Markakis. 4-game hitting streak for Nick. Overall hitting .253.
Well, we saw Markakis early in the year in Baltimore in that series, the 2nd series of the year for both the Yankees and the Orioles. I mentioned how Markakis had dropped his hands. He was holding his hands fairly low. Now we see him in this series. His hands are back up over his shoulder. So he's changed his hitting style within the period of a month.
Driven out to left field. Jones on the run, and it's going to be over his head and up against the wall. J.J. Hardy is at 3rd. They're going to hold him right there. A double for Markakis, and the O's have 2nd and 3rd with 1 out here in the 1st.
Andrew Jones played this ball well, played the carom wall off the scoreboard in left field. High fastball up, and Markakis gets a lot of this one. You can tell by the sound. Andrew Jones able to hold Hardy at 3rd by playing the carom so quickly and getting it back in to Derek Jeter. Knowing he can't catch it, now you set to make the play off the wall. Andrew Jones has done that a few times in his career.
Here's Adam Jones with the infield back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball. Pitch outside, 1-0. Missed outside. Good fastball. 96 miles an hour. 2-0.
Yeah, Larry Rothschild, the Yankee pitching coach, had mentioned that this year the fastballs from Nova has spiked a bit. They've gone up in velocity.
The 2-0. 2-1. Now 3-1. First base is open, and Matt Wieters on deck.
Jones has a 10-game hitting streak. Wieters is a double play candidate, which would be a way for Nova to get out of this jam here in the 1st inning. So he can, with a base open, he can afford to be very careful with Jones. He threw him a nice breaking ball, 2-0. Pick up a strike. Let's see if he goes to it again.
There's a strike. 3-2. And the pitch. Punched out to right field, shallow. Going out is Cano. Coming in is Ibanez. Cano makes the catch, and the runner holds it 3rd.
That is a tremendous play by Robinson Cano. We've seen him range far and wide, but he's under pressure here. I don't think Ibanez would have gotten to it. So this is up to Cano to make the catch. The runner at third, Hardy, went halfway, knowing that if somebody catches it, he probably wouldn't have been able to score. But watch this play. Ibanez, no, he wouldn't have got there. So it's up to Cano to make the play. He quickly he gets the ball in to Mark Teixeira. Here's one of those clash things we've talked about. Should I stay or should I go? And he has to end up staying at third base.
Here's Matt Wieters now with 2 outs. 1-0. Wieters 5 hits and 11 at bats against Nova. Missed outside, breaking ball, the count 2-0.
Now that he's got Jones out, and I'm not sure if Nova's aware of the fact. See, no first inning runs allowed in the last 11 regular season starts. And a pretty good ERA in the first inning for his career. I don't know if he knows the numbers of Wieters. He's probably knows that Wieters has gotten some hits off him in the past, so he can be careful with him. Especially 2-0 here. And then try and go after Chris Davis.
Davis yesterday was 3 for 4, a triple short of the cycle.
Wieters might have the green light here. Nothing down the middle.
And he didn't get it down the middle. A fastball outside that loads the bases. Big spot in the game, especially the way the Yankee offense has faltered of late.
Chris Davis got a fastball where he liked it last night, and boom, there it goes. He's been a hot hitter, as Michael said, and he did miss that one. 4 home runs in his last 7 games.
Hardy's at third, Markakis is at second, and Wieters at first. Dropped the breaking ball in there for a strike.
I was thinking maybe, with the good numbers that Wieters had, maybe being careful with him and going after Davis was a good idea. But Davis has excellent numbers against Nova.
Count 1-1.
He's hit better than 500 against Ivan.
How many bats?
Not many, but still, that's pretty darn good.
One, 1-2. Not challenging with the fastball.
2 breaking ball strikes.
And the pitch. Blocked by Martin. Hardy thought about it. Decided better of it. On Monday they tried that. Markakis tried to score, but a good play by Martin and a flip to Kuroda, who made the tag. Turned out to be a big play since the Yankees won that game 2-1.
Good defensive play by not only Martin, but Hiroki Kuroda, who made the tag on Markakis.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Just underway. Bases loaded here in the top of the first. The pitch. Check the swing, but he goes around. Martin steps on home plate, and that will do it. So Nova works into and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Orioles nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. Yankees take a chance. Their starting lineup presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off. Batting second, playing center, Curtis Granderson. Alex Rodriguez, the DH, will hit third. Cleaning up second baseman Robinson Cano. Mark Teixeira's at first base. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Raul Ibanez. Eric Chavez at third base will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter, left fielder Andrew Jones. And Russell Martin will catch and bat ninth.
Jake Arrieta, the opening day starter for the Baltimore Orioles, is on the mound tonight. His career record against the Yankees, 2 wins and 1 loss. These are his numbers so far this season. He's got a 1-2 record of 4.45. And you can see the rest of the numbers, including the 216 batting average against. Here's our pitcher scouting report. He is tough to hit. He's got good stuff, good lively fastball, approaches 95 miles an hour, a cutter, a slider, and a good curve. But he's had problems on the road. His road ERA is 5.73. He has never given up a home run here in the Bronx in 3 starts.
Here's Derek Jeter on this homestand. 6 hits and 19 at-bats. Has more hits than anybody in baseball. 40 to be exact. He's 40 for 100. And the Yankees' first 23 games.
I like to break down my season in increments of 100 at-bats. And when you got 40 hits in your first 100, you are rolling. 30's good. You got around 30, you're doing all right.
The last Yankee player to collect as many as 40 hits over his first 100 at-bats, and that's what Derek's ranks are in the American League. A lot of firsts there. The last Yankee player to have as many as 40 hits over his first 100 ABs of a season. You have to go back to 1994. Paul O'Neill collected 46 hits in his first 100 at-bats. And he went on to win the batting title that year.
He was rolling.
A strikeout shortened season. Or strike shortened season. The 0-2. Jeter swings and misses. 1 away. Check out the Oriole defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Outfield, Chavez, Jones, Markakis, that's left to right. Infield, Reynolds, Hardy, and Dino and Davis, third to first. Wieters behind the plate, and Arrieta is on the mound. Here's Granderson. Tied atop the American League home run board with Edwin Encarnacion and Josh Hamilton. They all have 9.
Hamilton's missed a few games. He got back problems.
He just missed all 3 games against the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays won today over Texas 11-5.
Maybe Ron Washington not wanting to play him on the turf in Toronto. And they have a day off tomorrow, too.
Count 3-1 to Granderson.
Good hitters count.
High fly ball, right center. Jones is there, puts it away for the second out.
That got a rise out of the crowd. Of course, Granderson hitting a lot of home runs here at the stadium. 8 of his 9 home runs here at Yankee Stadium, and he just missed that one, just underneath it.
That'll bring up Alex Rodriguez. Alex 7 for 18. Count 1-0. Alex had a bunt single yesterday. First one since 2004.
It was a beauty.
That one a more conventional base hit.
That is his 3rd hit in this series.
Joe Girardi certainly giving A-Rod, a lot of games at DH, trying to keep him healthy, keep him fresh. And he feels he has a capable fill-in at third in Eric Chavez. Robinson Cano with 4 runs batted in. Hard to believe. 23 games into the season, and arguably one of the best players in baseball has just 4 ribbies.
He was out here early today around 3:30 working on the screen drill with hitting coach Kevin Long. That's the drill where they put a screen about in the middle of home plate, so Cano really has to be quick with his hands to pull the ball. He works on his quickness. Kevin Long actually is not far away from him, flips the ball, and he has to be quick, use his hands to pull the barrel of the bat through. If the swing gets too long, he hits the screen.
Last night's game, in the Yankee lineup, hitters 4 through 9, they were 0 for 21. Everything that happened 1, 2, 3 in the order.
Yeah, the lineup was top heavy last night in offense. There's all kinds of ways that the very good hitters like Cano have good years. And sometimes you get off the slow starts, then you get really, really hot. You can see where he was after 100 at-bats last year, 320 with 8 home runs. And it's not to say he's not going to have a good year this year, but he's just going to have to turn it on and get amazingly warm.
2-2.
You know, you look at a hitter like Albert Pujols, who is still waiting for his first home run after a month. And maybe, I heard it's the second longest streak of his career without a home run. But he's gaining on his longest. But you get the feeling that these two guys, when they really turn it on, there's going to be a lot of payback involved for pitchers throughout baseball.
Two.
Some years you're amazingly consistent from month to month. Other years you're cold one month, amazingly hot the next. And you usually end up with numbers that are close to your career numbers for a regular season.
Spoiling them, but not centering them.
Arrieta burned that one in on the hands. Target's in. He's trying to make the ball just dip back over the inside corner for call strike 3. And that might have been a strike, maybe a little low, but with 2 strikes, you can't really take that much of a chance.
Two. He struck him out, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, so Arrieta wins that battle, and Cano's struggles continue. No run to hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the second. Nick Johnson will lead off against Ivan Nova. question is, which of these position players is the most important to Baltimore's rebuilding effort? You can text your vote to 42951, and of course, standard text message rates apply. Is it J.J. Hardy, Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, or Matt Wieters? I vote for.
You know what? I have a tendency to agree with you because Wieters is in charge of the pitching staff, and they have shown great improvement this year. A lot of it has to do with him. Nova bent in the first inning, but he did not break. The Orioles left the bases loaded. Well, we see the umpiring crew tonight, and behind the plate is Hunter Wendelstad, and you see the initials on every umpire's sleeve. That's Marty Springstead and Hunter's dad, Harry. Two umpires, former umpires who passed away during the winter. And as I look at Hunter out there, his father Harry was an umpire in the National League when I first came up. And to me, his dad looked like what a major league umpire should look like. He had this regal, authoritative appearance about it. And plus the fact that he was a very good umpire. And eventually opened his own umpiring school once he retired. And that umpiring school turned out a lot of good umpires. So two very good umpires over the winter, former umpires that passed away, including Hunter's dad, Harry, who was he had a sense of humor about him too. I mean, you could kid with him a little bit. You didn't want to go too far, but he was both of those guys are good umpires. I can remember an argument that Earl Weaver got in with Marty Springstead in Cleveland. It was a classic. Earl even brought the rule book out the home plate with him during the argument. And he told Marty Springstead, if we're not going to use these rules, we don't need them. And he tore up the rule book and threw them up in the air. Wow. And by the time the first pieces of paper hit the ground, he was out of the game.
Mark Reynolds with a sky-high pop-up. Makes the seats out of play.
And I also remember another situation did happen in Cleveland. Marty was the umpire again. And the Indians thought they had won the game on a wild throw. And they were all running up to the clubhouse. And Earl ran out to tell Marty that's not the rule. They only get so many bases on a wild throw. And Marty Springstead went up to the clubhouse, brought the Cleveland Indians back on the field, and the Orioles won the game in extra innings.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
The 1-1. 2-1. Fly ball shallow right center. Granderson makes the play.
And I get the feeling if Marty didn't go up there and get him, Earl would still be standing at home plate.
Tell you what, in this age with Sports Center and YouTube and all the different ways to disseminate information, I don't know if an Earl Weaver could get away with that sort of thing.
You mean arguing the way he did?
Arguing the way he did. You know, I think he would be disciplined a lot more harshly.
He got thrown out of quite a few games. I think he's third on the all-time list.
There's a strike, and I think it was more accepted than as part of the show. I don't think they look at it as part of the show.
You know why? Because they're trying to speed games along, and he used to stay out there for a long time and argue. Walk halfway back to the dugout, then go back out there again. Good slider.
0-2 to Andino. Nick Johnson grounded to second to open the inning, and then Mark Reynolds with a fly ball to center, and now Andino, the number 9 hitter in the lineup.
Earl used to have the same speech every spring, Michael. He'd say to us, I don't want any of you guys getting tossed out of games. He said, let me do the arguing. He says, I'm not the one who's going to throw the shutout, or I'm not the one who's going to hit the 3-run homer. You just let me. And it seemed like he loved it. You know, that's part of his act to go out there and argue.
Count 1-2 to Andino.
And the umpires absolutely despised it.
The 1-2. Billy Martin wasn't too fond of him either.
They didn't like Billy either. But sometimes I thought we were playing against 13 guys.
But Billy and Earl didn't like each other.
I think they had respect for each other. But they didn't want one to get the edge over the other during the course of the game. If one argued, the other would argue within 5 minutes. It was kind of fun. It was part of the show. You know, for players, it was fun. They stuck up for their guys.
(3-2), and he walked Andino, the number 9 batter in the lineup, with 2 outs. Second walk for Nova. Unhappy with himself. He'll deal with Andy Chavez.
Well, he knows he's going to have to work that much harder. You can see the more pitches out of the strike zone than in so far tonight.
Popped up. Long run for Chavez. And he retires Chavez for the final out of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Mark Teixeira is going to start it off. It'll be Teixeira, Ibanez, and Chavez next. Now that you can watch live at Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptop with Optimum Online. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. And if you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, go to YesNetwork.com and get more information and subscribe now. Here's Teixeira. 1-0. Tina Fey at the game. Tomorrow is her 30 Rock on NBC. Great show. Remember, in the NCAA tournament this year, Lehigh upset Duke. And 3 of the Lehigh seniors were at the game and watched batting practice with Joe Girardi. And they're enjoying the game today. I'm still sure reveling in that upset of the Duke Blue Devils.
That upset a lot of people's brackets, I bet.
I'm sure. Except Lehigh alum who just circled because of their affiliation.
Yeah.
3-2. Ground ball to second. Andino is right there. And Teixeira's had a rough homestand. He's 2 for 19.
Somewhat of a tentative swing on that 3-2 pitch. Because sometimes you get these ruts and you start to feel for the ball. You just want to make contact instead of swinging the bat with authority. If hitting were easy, everybody be hitting 350.
Here's Ibanez. Arrieta 94-95. Good arm.
You know, with all the Baltimore pitching situation being so cloudy over the winter, they were speculating who was going to be the opening day starter. I thought it was going to be Arrieta all along if he was healthy, because he had elbow surgery over the winter. His pitching coach Rick Adair.
High fly ball, shallow left center. Adam Jones makes the play for the second out.
But Arrieta said that his arm has felt better than it has any time since he's turned pro. He had a bone spur in his elbow, and he continued to pitch with it until it became so uncomfortable he just had to have something done.
Here's Chavez. And a strike. Eric 4 for 13 on the homestand. Overall, 310. Won the game for the Yankees on Monday. The only offense the Yankees had, a 2-run home run.
Arrieta, good fastball, good curveball, throws a bit of a cutter. If you see anything that comes in there about 89 with some movement in on a left-handed hitter, that's his cutter. That was it right there. Tried to backdoor it to the outside corner.
Unusual for the Orioles. They actually have gotten good starting pitching in this series. Jason Hamill was outstanding on Monday. Yesterday, Brian Mattis snapped his personal 12-game losing streak. He had not won since June of last year. And now Arrieta has gotten out of the gate nicely. Still a long time to go, though. The 1-2. 2-2.
Another cutter, 89 miles an hour.
And the count is full.
From time to time, Arrieta's delivery can get out of whack, and that front shoulder opens up too quickly, and he leaves pitches up in the zone. But so far tonight, it looks like he's throwing downhill.
Swing and a miss. He got him. And that is the third strikeout for Arrieta as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We've played 2 at the stadium. There's no score. It'll be J.J. Hardy, Nick Markakis, and Adam Jones against Ivan Nova coming up. for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 this year at an MLB World Series game presented by Scotts, the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball. J.J. Hardy will lead it off against Ivan Nova. There's a strike. Lincoln scoreboard, there's no score. There's a ground ball to third. And there's one away.
Routine play for Eric Chavez at third that he's made many, many times. Always like the way he keeps the glove low as he approaches the baseball.
Strike to Markakis. Chopped to short, charging is Jeter. 2 outs.
When Nova's got that sinker working, you'll see a lot of outs on the ground. So far tonight has been a pop up to second and a fly ball to center field. Everything else has been in the infield.
And a strike, Adam Jones. Count 1-1. Jones had a big opportunity in the first inning, second and third, 1 out. Popped it up to shallow right. A nice over-the-shoulder catch by Robinson Cano for the second out, not allowing a run to score. Then the next batter, Matt Wieters, walked to load the bases. Another good opportunity for the O's, but Chris Davis struck out on a ball in the dirt, and Ivan Nova escaped without allowing a run. Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes, and he did it. Ivan Nova did an 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the third. Andrew Jones, Russell Martin, and Derek Jeter come up against Arrieta. Brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. So there's no score as we go to the bottom of the third. Jake Arrieta will face 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankee order. Andrew Jones will start it off. Lincoln scoreboard. The Orioles with 2 hits, the Yankees with 1.
In the early going here, the pitchers have dominated. Rubber game of a 3-game series.
They had the shift on for Andrew Jones with 3 players on the left side. And there's a strike.
Arrieta's actually lost 2 starts in a row. He won on opening day against the Minnesota Twins. And no decisions against the Yankees in Toronto, and losses to the Angels and then Oakland.
Swing and a miss, and Jones down on strikes. 4 strikeouts for the Oriole right-hander.
All swinging. It usually is an indication he's got good stuff, and he's got a good, solid curveball working. Over the top for Andrew Jones.
Russell Martin 1 for 10 on this homestand. Takes outside 1-0. Slow start for Russell. Last year he got off to a great start in his first season with the Yankees. And Russell has really struggled here at the stadium, Kenny. In the Bronx this year, he's 2 for 28. That's 0.71.
Well, after tonight, the Yankees are on the road, a short road trip, a 1-stop road trip. Go to Kansas City for 4 games, and then back here in the Bronx. But sometimes, you know, it works for teams, and it can work for individual players. Just a change of scenery. Maybe Kauffman Stadium would get Russell Martin going. Or maybe tonight he can get going.
0-1-2. Driven out to deep center field. But Jones is there, and he'll make the play for the second out.
When hitters are struggling, and I've been in this boat, you watch them closely, because when they start to hit the ball a little harder, they start to go a little deeper in counts, you start to get base on balls. First of all, you got to get your strike zone under control, and then you start to hit the ball a little harder. That's an indication they're coming out of slumps. When they continue to make the soft outs or strike out or have, you know, wacky type of swings, you're not nearly out of it yet.
Jeter struck out in the first inning. Lines that one to right field. Markakis right there, and that'll do it as the Yankees go down in order. In fact, Arrieta has retired 7 in a row after the Rodriguez single in the first. We go to the fourth. Matt Wieters will lead it off against Nova. quiz. Eddie Murray won the 1977 Rookie of the Year with the Orioles. Which Hall of Famer won the National League Rookie of the Year in the same season?
So 2 Hall of Famers won Rookie of the Year in 1977.
You know who this is?
No.
You don't?
No.
Neither do I.
Let me think. 77. He broke into the National League with a splash.
Here's Wieters. Count 1-0. Wieters walked in the first inning.
I had my first guess with the truck, but they told me I was wrong. So I guess I could give that name. Well, I shouldn't.
No, because it
even if it was wrong.
Yeah, because that could be the guess that
somebody
viewers have.
Yeah, exactly right.
And we don't want to spoil their disappointment. The 2-0. That one is driven out to right field. Going back is Ibanez, turning, looking, see ya. Home run for Wieters. And the O's are on the board. They lead 1-0.
So Wieters gets the Orioles started here in the top of the 4th. Up and out over the plate. Gets the wood on it. This is going to be his 7th home run of the year. He hit 22 home runs all of last year. He's off to a good start in the power department.
Grounded to first. Davis is retired.
He leads the Orioles in home runs with 7. Teammates trying to cool him off.
Here's Nick Johnson, 1 for 30. He got that one last night. In his final at bat, he doubled in the 8th inning. And picked up an RBI against Rafael Soriano. Grounded to second in the 2nd. The 2-1. Line drive, a base hit down the right field line. That'll make the wall. Nick Johnson rounds first. He's going for second. The throw from Ibanez not in time and wide. So the 2nd hit of the season for Nick Johnson.
And both his hits are doubles. He had a double in the 8th inning last night. Once again, you can see the pitch slip towards the middle of the plate. You get to the major leagues because your ability to hit the fastball, particularly when a pitcher makes a mistake. You know, when you're not going well, you foul them off or you miss them altogether. But when you are going well, pitches in the middle are the ones you got to take advantage of. There is hitting coach Jim Presley, who missed the first 2 games of the series. He was in the hospital here in New York passing kidney stones, and it's very, very painful, but back tonight.
Inside to Reynolds. Swing and a miss. Reynolds with a fly ball to center in the second.
Trying to find his way out of the early season slump.
You know, the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz, just reading Twitter, everybody's getting it. And we missed it. And when we read it, we'll go, wow, that was something we should have known. So the Twitterverses, they were on.
Yeah, we got a lot of other things on our mind, too, you know?
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Reynolds down on strikes.
Third strikeout for Nova. And let's see what he went with here. Slider. Picks up the strikeout.
So 2 down. That'll bring up Bandino, who walked in the second. Ground ball up the middle. Jeter fields, doesn't have a play. He fires behind the runner at third. And Johnson got back. Jeter knew he couldn't get the speedy Andino, so tried to throw behind Johnson.
Third base coach DeMarlo Hale was trying to alert Johnson to the imminent danger here, as Jeter immediately said, well, I can't get Andino, let's try third base. And Johnson with the swing move just got back. Rounded third, he's think the ball might go into center, slips a little bit, and throws the left hand out there for the bag. The throw actually beats him, but Chavez not able to apply the tag.
First and third, 2 outs. Count 2-0. Chavez grounded out to Teixeira in the first and then fouled out to Eric Chavez in the second. The 2-0. Popped him up. Drifting back is Cano on the outfield grass. Puts it away, and that'll do it. Well, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. The 1 run came off the bat of Matt Wieters. He just crushed that pitch. His 7th home run of the year. When it lands, it's Orioles 1, Yankees nothing. Granderson leads off. quiz. Eddie Murray won the 1977 Rookie of the Year with the O's. Which Hall of Famer won the National League Rookie of the Year in the same season? Everybody on Twitter says it's Andre Dawson. Let's see if they're right. They're right with Montreal.
The Hawk.
Great player. Curtis Granderson leads off, and there's a strike as the Orioles lead 1-0 on the Wieters home run. We're joined in the booth, as we have been the last couple of days, by our colleague Jack Curry. Soft ground ball is short. Charging is Hardy. Fires to first. And a nice scoop by Davis. One away. Well, a future Yankee starter was in Washington, D.C. today testifying at the Roger Clemens trial. Jack, what went on with Andy Pettitte?
Well, Andy Pettitte completed his testimony today, Michael. That's what the Yankees care the most about, getting him back into the baseball side of things. But during his testimony, very interesting thing that came out is Clemens' lawyers asked Pettitte, is it possible that you misheard Roger Clemens when he said that he used HGH or allegedly used HGH? And Pettitte's answer was, I could have. And then Clemens' lawyers followed up and said, was there a 50-50 chance that you misunderstood what he said? And Pettitte said, I'd say that's fair.
Base hit to center field for Rodriguez, who's 2 for 2.
So, Michael, I'm not a lawyer, but I think from a Clemens side perspective, that had to be good news for them, because it put some doubt into whether or not Clemens ever did actually say that. If Pettitte doesn't remember it 100%, that's reasonable doubt. And we've all watched the Nuts television shows to know that if there's reasonable doubt, that's probably good news for Clemens' side.
All right, now on the baseball side of that, Jack, how does this affect his 2 days of testimony? How does this affect Andy Pettitte's comeback here with the Yankees? When will he go out on the mound next?
Joe Girardi didn't say for sure, but Michael Girardi had hinted that he'd get the extra day. And I have to believe that if he spent Monday and Tuesday in D.C., very little opportunity for him to do any baseball things. So I would imagine his next start will be a minor league start on Sunday. The Yankees haven't said for sure yet where it will be, but look for him to get that extra day between these two starts.
At the plate right now is Robinson Cano. Struck out in the first inning and has really struggled. I know you spoke to Yankee hitting coach Kevin Long about him. What does Kevin think is going on?
Kevin, as Kenny said, was working with Robinson before the game with the home run drill, and he thinks that Robinson is getting out in front too much. And Kenny, I'm sure you could speak to this. He said he needs to shorten his stride. He's almost lunging at the ball, and that's what he's been impressing upon Robinson, is that you're getting way out in front. He doesn't want that front foot that we're seeing there right now. He doesn't want that right foot to move as much, and he said Cano is moving too forward.
And he strikes out for the second time against Arrieta.
Yeah, what that does, it actually lengthens your swing, because you have longer period to clear your hips, and you can see once that foot to go up and basically come back down in the same spot. Now, it did move forward, but not that much. It looked like he might have chased a bad pitch.
And what's interesting about that, Kenny, that off-speed pitch there, Long said that's the one type of pitch he has been hitting. He said, interestingly enough, Cano has been getting beat on fastballs. And he said to him, Robinson, they're going to be throwing fastballs. You have to get ready for them. And as you said, trying to stay back a little more, and doesn't seem to be doing that right now.
Got to trust your hands. Quickness. When Cano is quick with his hands, you see the bat go through the strike zone like lightning.
Well, the guy at the plate also struggling with his ground ball in the second. He's now 4 for his last 32. What does Long say about Teixeira's struggles?
He said he really thought that Teixeira had found something about a week ago, but now he said in the last week or so that has disappeared again. And he thinks, Kenny, that from the left side, he said Mark is closing himself off. And he said it's not been a good approach for him. He almost wants him to square to the ball a little more, and he said he feels as if Teixeira is closing himself off.
But what that means is that your front hip just turns a little bit this way, and you can't really come through with the body, get the bat through in time.
Ground ball right to Arrieta. And that'll do it here in the fourth. No runs are hit, no errors, and one man left on base as Cano and Teixeira continue to struggle. J.J. Hardy will lead off against Nova as we go to the fifth. Youkilis on the DL today, so that's a little bit of an issue for them. Some news and notes from the afternoon games today. Edwin Encarnacion, red hot, 9 home runs as Toronto beat Texas 11-5. Chris Getz, game-winning RBI single in the 9th, beats the struggling Tigers. The Astros swept the Mets, beating the Mets 8-1 for the final game of that 3-game set. And Jason Giambi with a walk-off 3-run home run against the Dodgers as the Rockies beat LA.
That game-winning hit by Getz was in a game started by Justin Verlander, and I think he's had 2 straight no decisions in games that the Tigers have lost.
Kia scoreboard 1-0 Orioles lead. Any news on Gardner? Yankees playing with a short outfield, Jack. So what's the news on Gardner?
Right, slight setback, Joe Girardi reported today, Michael. Gardner is eligible to come off the DL tomorrow in Kansas City. That will not happen. The Yankees are going to give him a couple more days to rest.
Past the diving Chavez and down the left field line. Playing it out there is Andrew Jones, and Hardy leads off with a double.
Well, that's where Gardner normally would be, out in left field, but the Yankees aren't going to see him for a couple of more days. After the 2 days of rest, Girardi said that they will test him again on Friday. And here we see Hardy just wrapping this ball past Chavez for the double. Chavez makes a nice effort, but they're going to have a runner in scoring position to lead off the inning. And Michael, once he tests himself on Friday, then they'll make a decision from there. It is interesting that the Yankees continue to essentially play one player short, because with Swisher nursing that hamstring and they haven't put him on the DL, they continue to go with that extra pitcher. Girardi said that's not going to change. They like having that extra pitcher, and they're going to play one man down.
There's Markakis with a runner on second. One thing I don't understand, we keep hearing, well, when Gardner's ready, he's going to go out on a rehab assignment of 1 or 2 games. Then why is he going to Kansas City? That doesn't make sense. That seems like when he is ready, he's going to go right into the lineup. Right,
we had heard it would be a rehab assignment. Girardi didn't elaborate on that today, but you make a good point. The thing is, he felt some more soreness and pain in that elbow yesterday. I watched him making some throws from the outfield, and he's got a pretty accurate throwing arm, and during some of those throws, his throws were off second base, and he didn't seem too happy with the way he was throwing the ball. So you wonder if they just want to quiet things down for a couple of days, but they could use him out there. Without him there, Girardi said tomorrow and Friday, the first 2 days in Kansas City, you will see Nunez in left field.
The 2-0, Markakis wraps one to right field, and Ibanez makes the play. Tagging is Hardy, and he'll go to third.
Nice play by Ibanez to flag that down, but he couldn't stop Hardy from advancing 90 feet. Well, the ball was hit like a rocket. Watch him make that last little bit of a lunge, and that kind of gets him out of throwing position. And his last look at that catch.
Well, the Yankees bring the infield in. They're going to try to cut off the run with Adam Jones at the plate. Fouled away. So Ivan Nova, another fairly solid start in this one. Yesterday, Phil Hughes lasted 5 2/3, and Joe Girardi said it was an improvement, and that was accurate. It was an improvement over his previous start, but you spoke with Hughes. What's the postmortem?
Michael, he's looking forward to getting back out there in 5 days. That's essentially what he said.
Grounded to Jeter, checks the runner back. And they got the ground ball they needed right at the shortstop.
I think what Hughes understands is, yes, was yesterday an improvement over what he's given the Yankees this year? It was, but he also doesn't want to be a guy who sets the bar so low that 5 2/3 innings and 4 runs is considered a solid start. He knows he should be better than that. He talked about how he decided before the game yesterday to go fastball, curveball, and that was going to be his approach. He liked what he did, but then he also felt as if maybe he left his cutter in the bullpen. He said he had a really good cutter yesterday, but he didn't end up going to it. He also thinks he has to work the changeup in there, but you could see in his demeanor as I was talking to him, he's frustrated. He would love to go out there, get a 7-inning, 1-run effort under his belt, and have to stop thinking about being the guy who has a 7.5 ERA and being the guy whose rotation status might be in jeopardy.
Here's Matt Wieters, a home run in the 4th.
The only way to get that ERA down, he's got to stay on the mound and throw some innings. And His curveball was better. I think he picked up 4 of his strikeouts on curves of the 6 yesterday. So there was that improvement you're talking about, Jack. But you know, that ERA. You look up at the scoreboard and you see it and you say, oh my goodness, I got to do something about this. And the only way to do it is throw some shutout innings on the board.
He was disappointed with himself with the hit batter in the 6th inning, which cost him from having a tidier start. 6 innings, 3 earned runs. That goes quality start. And he was disappointed with himself that that curveball hit Wieters in the foot.
Two-1 on Wieters now.
Another thing, I think he has to get some outs more economically. You know, his pitch count gets up there too high. It gets a lot of foul balls, but he has to have these pitches put in play without authority off the end of the bat.
Ground ball is short, and Nova works out of the leadoff double. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We'll hear from Jack on the postgame show coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Raul Ibanez will lead it off against Jake Arrieta.
It's a new center stage next Wednesday at 11, only on Yes. And Michael, I'm going to ask you for a preview.
Not good. He was great. I mean, great stories. He's, you know, pretty much been everywhere and covered every big story. Yeah. So people should watch that. He was outstanding. I
think originally, wasn't it the Vietnam War that he covered?
He was also in Dallas when President Kennedy got shot. Kia scoreboard 1-0. Orioles over the Yankees. Ibanez, Chavez, and Andrew Jones. 6, 7, and 8 here in the 5th. At some point, the Yankee offense has to get cracking here. They have a high on-base percentage. They do get people on base. They haven't been able to get the big hit. But in this series, not even getting that many people on. And then not getting the big hit. That's been a problem all year. That's why you look at the record and the lack of quality starts to say that's not a bad start, and that's the truth. But they're a better hitting team than this, Kenny.
Right now, 2 hits tonight. Alex Rodriguez has both of them. 2 singles. And no other Yankee has gotten on base against Jake Arrieta, who we mentioned in the scouting report is tough to hit.
And there's a base hit.
Except for Ibanez. Arrieta came into the night's game with a batting average against of just .216. And let's see what the Ibanez turns on here. Whatever it was up. It looked like a fastball, and solid single to center field. Get things started in the fifth.
Pitch is high.
Now, one thing, the Yankees do lead the major leagues in home runs, and they did that last year. But last year, the offense was a little more diversified, and there was a little more, there was better hitting with runners in scoring position during the course of the season. You get team slumps, and sometimes home runs can bail you out, like in the opening game of this series, the home run by Chavez. But you can't rely on hitting home runs all the time.
Kenny, it is hard to win when your 3-4 batters have a combined 15 RBIs. Alex has 11 and Cano has 4. So they're either 3-4 or 4-3, whichever way you want to look at it. And also, you're losing 23 ribbies without having Nick Swisher in there.
Yeah. The guy who was hot and driving in runs.
60 pitches for Arrieta, 40 strikes, 20 balls.
No, there's something wrong with Eric Chavez here. He backed out of the box, not once but twice.
I don't know what's going on. He just doesn't feel very well. They're going to help him off the field right now. I don't know if he's dizzy or what. They're going to help him down the steps. That was odd. You can see he stepped out of the box. He wasn't feeling well.
Eduardo Nunez is going to go look for his bat because he's going to have to go into the ballgame. I hope it's not too serious. I think
he said dizzy.
Yeah. And with a limited bench, it makes it even more limited from this point on in the game for Joe Girardi.
Because they're carrying an injured player who really can't play, and Nick Swisher right now, their bench, after they put Nunez in, is Chris Stewart. That's it. So Nick Swisher is here, but they don't want to put him in and have him further hurt the hamstring, so they're going with a 24-man roster. So the backup catcher is the only guy on the bench for Joe Girardi.
Here's a pitch that's called the strike. Chavez steps out. And he's about to ready to resume the at-bat. He's going to step in. Now he's shaking his head. And about right here, you can sense that something's not quite right. He calls time. He asks Hunter Wendelstedt for time. And still needs more time.
Now
just about it. Whatever is bothering him is just too much about right now.
And you can see Wendelstedt called out Girardi and Mark Littlefield, so Nunez will take over this 1-2 count. Scary moment, and you hope that Eric Chavez is okay. Nunez taking an awfully long time to be a pinch hitter.
Yeah, he got a bat. Now he doesn't like this one. So you have to get another one.
Yankees are laughing about it, so it must be something that we can't figure out why he's taking this long to come up to the plate. Got a big grin on his face.
You can bet that home plate umpire Hunter Wendelstedt isn't smiling. You know, the edict about moving the game along. Well, maybe he is.
And I'm sure Buck Showalter's not happy about it either, because Arrieta's standing there getting frozen out on the mound. Not that it's cold, but he's just has inactivity on the mound right now. So Nunez is ready. And he takes over the 1-2 count. Fouls it back. Strike three. Nunez down looking.
Call strike three over the outside corner.
And that strikeout is credited to Chavez.
Didn't have much room to wiggle up there. Arrieta, knowing Cole challenged him with 2 fastballs.
Andrew Jones takes a strike. Broken bat. Fly ball shallow center. Adam Jones puts it away for the second out.
Arrieta comes with a good breaking ball and off the end of the bat for Andrew Jones. Just enough that he couldn't barrel it up.
There's Russell Martin, who hit a fly ball to center. Driven out to right. Markakis makes the play in front of the warning track, and that will do it. No runs are hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the 6th inning. Orioles lead 1-0. Chris Davis will lead it off against Nova. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees Garden Gnome courtesy of Scott's. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, the Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Nunez will take over for Chavez at third base. Alex Rodriguez is the DH. 1-0. Orioles lead the Yankees.
When you think about the versatility on the bench for Joe Girardi at this particular time, the man at third base is it.
That's it. And the Yankees seem insistent on carrying the extra pitcher rather than calling up another position player while waiting for Swisher to get healthy. And that's what's in the bullpen right now for the Yanks. Chris Davis takes outside 1-0. It'll be Davis, Nick Johnson, and Mark Reynolds. So Nova has certainly bent a bit, but he hasn't broken. The only run, the home run by Matt Wieters.
Cutter misses inside. How about swinging 3-0 leading off the inning? That's a manager who has faith in a guy who's been pretty hot of late, thinking he could run into one bat right here, but that ball's elevated just enough. And Davis had a good swing but fouled it back. That's sort of like a pat on the back for a hitter. Either that or you missed a sign.
Hunter Wendelstedt giving Russell Martin some time after that foul ball went off of his mask. Missed outside, so Davis walks to start the 6th.
Third walk for Nova. Now it's time to go to that sinker, try and get the ground ball.
Nick Johnson 1 for 2 tonight, grounded to second and doubled to right. Fastball strike, 0-1. Nova putting himself behind the 8 ball. Last 3 innings, the leadoff batter has gotten on. One was a home run. Last inning, a double by Hardy. Now a walk. Oh and 2. Now we talked about Nick Johnson's slow start. He is 2 for 31. It's kind of easy to believe. He didn't play last year. He hasn't played a lot in the last couple of years because of injuries. And must be a little foreign for him up there. He still has a very good swing. He's a good left-handed hitter. His problem throughout his career has been staying on the field.
Well, if he wants to be positive, he's raised his average 63 points in 2 nights.
That's the way to look at it.
Not much has been happening on the bright side for Nick Johnson to this point in the season, but now at least he has a batting average, something he didn't have 2 days ago.
And that one gets away from Martin as Davis advances to second on the wild pitch.
Well, there goes your conventional double play on the grounder. This is a good hard curveball that hits off the chest protector and breaks towards the Baltimore dugout, and it's going to be an easy jaunt down to second for Chris Davis.
the 2-2. And Johnson gets the job done. The ground ball of Cano will move Davis to third. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Yankees will bring the infield in with Mark Reynolds at the plate. Reynolds is 0 for 2. In the fourth inning, he struck out, which means that he has had a strikeout in 19 straight games.
That is a club record for a non-pitcher.
And in the past, you would live with all of Reynolds' strikeouts because you would occasionally run into one and hit home runs, but he's got a 0 in that column and 3 RBIs. Still good fastball for Nova, 96 miles an hour.
He's trying to hump up a bit here and go with his best stuff to keep that runner at third. I mentioned a little earlier, it's the first time in Reynolds' career he hasn't had a home run in the month of April.
3-1 with Andino on deck. And 2. That's the breakdown for the 90 pitches. The third inning was his most economical. 3-2. Missed with the breaking ball. Nova wanted that one. Reynolds works a walk. So 2 walks in the inning, first and third with 1 out for Andino.
Well, I mentioned in the scouting report that Nova has not walked all that many hitters this year. That one he didn't have the snap on the pitch, and the ball didn't break down into the strike zone. But tonight he's walked 4 batters, and it's certainly been unusual for him this year.
Andino, a pretty good bunter.
This is a season high in base on balls for Nova.
Davis leads off third. Yankees thinking maybe something's on, so they have Nova throw over to first, but Andino didn't betray anything. Looking down at third base coach DeMarlo Hale.
Former bench coach for the Boston Red Sox.
Foul back.
Andino's been fairly offensive in the number 9 spot. He's at number 300 this year. And that's where he's batted most of the time, at least every game we've seen him. He's been a number 9 hitter for the Orioles.
Filling in for the injured Brian Roberts, who is suffering from concussion syndrome.
Roberts actually took batting practice here today.
Leaning against the railing right now on the home plate side of the Oriole dugout. There he is. The 0-1. 0-2. No action at all in the Yankee bullpen. Trusting in Nova to get out of this. And the 0-2. Grounded left side. Grabbed there by Jeter. Everybody is safe, and the Orioles lead 2-0 as Davis scores on the infield single.
Yeah, Dino got just enough of the hole on the left side to pick up the infield hit with the Reynolds hustling down to second. Give Andino an RBI, his second hit of the night. He's been on base all 3 times. He almost got this one through into left field. Jeter with the throw to second, accurate, but not in time to get Mark Reynolds sliding in ahead of the throw.
So the 2 walks certainly hurt Nova. Wants to stop it right here. Here's Endy Chavez. Little surprised as he closes in on 100 pitches. Still nobody up warming.
Well, this inning, Michael, has been more of his own doing with the base on balls. As you said, the Orioles haven't really tattooed him. I mean, home run by Wieters. Nick Johnson had a double. Those are the hardest 2 balls that have been hit against him.
A pristine bullpen mound. Right at Nunez, and he fires the first for the double play. So Chavez hit it right on the screws, but right at Nunez, and Andino strayed too far off of first. But the Orioles get another run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Top of the order for the Yankees in the bottom of the 6th. App that lets Yankees fans interact with each other on the broadcast booth while watching the game. See what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and in-depth pitch-by-pitch stats, all at YesNetwork.com. The guy on the right is Jared Boschnack, the producer of our pre- and post-game show, and that's his daughter, Riley. It's her 8th birthday today. Amy and Trevor also along for the ride, so happy birthday to Riley. He obviously has the day off today. Also, happy birthday to my wife. It's Jody's birthday today.
Really?
Yeah. 2-0 Orioles lead.
Give her something special?
Yes, I did. Derek Jeter leads off.
I've learned over the years it's like a three-pointer at the buzzer to win. Don't forget birthdays and anniversaries.
Yankee offense this series just 3 runs. 188 average. Of the 3 runs, 2 came on home runs. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. 16 left on base. That's just not getting it done with the bats.
Well, coming into tonight, Baltimore starters have allowed just 12 earned runs in their last 57 in the 3rd innings. So they've got a hot pitching staff going.
Jeter struck out in the first, fly to right in the 3rd. There's a ground ball to short. J.J. Hardy for the first out. And that brings up Curtis Granderson. Fly to center and grounded to short. Arrieta's in great shape pitch count wise, 69 with 1 out here in the 6th. And as we've been mentioning during the series, getting to the Oriole bullpen is no picnic anymore. They have the best bullpen in the American League when it comes to ERA, lowest ERA.
In the past, they've been known to blow leads. It's not happening as much anymore, at least not at this point in the season.
It's a happy fan.
Satisfied customer. He'll be back. The Yankees have played so well against Baltimore. These, I don't think they've lost a season series since 1997.
Ground ball up the middle, backhanded and misplayed by Andino. And they're going to give Granderson a base hit.
Well, let's check out the Home Depot's hitter scouting report as Andino couldn't make that play. And this is one reason why the Yankees have done so well against the Baltimore Orioles. And this is numerous hitters on the Yankees. They've got 6 hitters who've hit 20 or more career home runs against Baltimore pitching. Of course, A-Rod leads the pack with 57, and Swisher, Jeter, Robinson Cano, Eric Chavez, and Mark Teixeira, all with 20 or more homers against the Orioles.
Alex Rodriguez looks like a double play. There's 1 and there's 2. Hit the ball hard, but right to the shortstop to start a 6-4-3 double play. And the Yankee struggles at the plate continue. We go to the 7th inning. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Oriole order. of position players is the most important of Baltimore's rebuilding effort. You've been texting us at 42951, and here is how you voted. 52% say it's the catcher. You say build up the middle, and if we could start with a great catcher, then Adam Jones follows suit, the center fielder, Nick Markakis in right, and J.J. Hardy at short.
I think that's an overwhelming victory, if you will, for Mark Wieters. I kind of agree with it.
Cadillac scoreboard 2-0. Orioles lead. And the first pitch to J.J. Hardy is a strike.
Nova, like used last night, pretty good effort, but the offense of support is not there.
Line down the left field line. It's a foul ball.
.100 pitches.
Not a great ratio, 55-45. You can't say he's labored because it's 2-0, but hasn't been as sharp as we've seen him. Clay Rapata is up.
Only 1-1-2-3 inning. That came in the third. And a season high walk total of 4. So that's Nova not quite as sharp. But still, you know, he's kept the Yankees in the game. It just hasn't had anybody do anything on his side of the ball.
Popped up. Cano is there. One away. Here's Nick Markakis. He doubled in the first inning, grounded to short, and fly to right. Strike.
Markakis in the past has driven in 100 runs in a season, but the last couple of years, Michael, he hasn't approached those numbers at all. And here's a guy who plays just about every single day. I think he and Cano, the only two players over the last 5 years to play 155 games plus each season.
Driven deep to right field. Ibanez looking. See ya. A long home run for Markakis. It's 3-0 Orioles.
He got something to go on that pitch. That's his first home run since the second day of the season and his third of the year. Target's low, the pitch is not there. Belt high, middle of the plate, and that is not where you want it.
Here's Adam Jones. He is 0 for 3. And he has a 10-game hitting streak, and he just got clipped. So he's going to take first hit by a pitch. Let's check out that Markakis home run. It's a Coors Light cold hard blast.
There it is. Good swing. Gone. We've seen this the last couple of nights. It seems that we saw Wieters hit one. It was towards the middle. We saw it from Hardy last night and Davis, and Nova knew where it was going. It's not coming back. And when your team is not pitching, not scoring, every mistake is magnified.
They're checking out Adam Jones. Let's see where it got him.
Running fastball. underneath the first elbow, but it looks like it clipped him on the right elbow. Maybe get a better look on the side angle here. Yeah, right on the tip of the right elbow.
Markakis' third home run accounts for the Orioles' third run. 107 pitches for Nova. And here is Matt Wieters.
Yankee bullpen is busy. It appears to be Clay Rapata out there. Yep, left-handed.
Fouled away.
Got a couple of left-handed hitters scheduled next in Davis and Johnson. And as Michael said, with Nova over 100 pitches now, 108 to be exact, Joe Girardi might be ready to make a move.
Rip foul. After the game, the Yankees head to Kansas City. They'll start a 4-game set against the Royals. And the matchup tomorrow is Phelps against Danny Duffy.
Duffy's a left-hander.
Phelps his first big league start. One and two. These are the probables for that 4-game set. Sabathia against Chen, Kuroda against Paulino, and Phil Hughes gets another go against Luke Chavez.
Paulino coming off the disabled list to face Kuroda.
One-two pitch. Blocked there by Martin.
Yeah, Martin really had to scramble to stop that pitch. Back of the glove. See how far out in the dirt? That's 55-footer. Off the heel, runner can't go.
Fouled away. Still 2-2. Now full at 3-2. See if they send Jones on 3-2 and 1 out. Runner goes, 3-2. Is driven into right center field. Deep. That ball is off the wall. Jones will round third. He will score easily. It's an RBI double for Wieters. He just missed another home run. And it's now 4-0 Orioles. And that's going to do it for Nova.
I think even if he had gotten Wieters out, that was going to be it for Nova anyway. But Wieters, with his second run batted into the ninth, now 17 on the season, knocks Nova out of the game.
So the lefty Davis due up. They'll bring in Clay Rapata. Ivan Nova's night is over, and he leads trailing 4-0. AT&T, after Nova throws a career-high 114 pitches, they turn it over to the lefty, Clay Rapata, to face Chris Davis with a runner on second and just one out.
Oh, somewhat of a disappointing effort for Nova. He's going to sit at the far end of the dugout, think things over.
He hasn't lost in a long time, Kenny. 15 decisions in a row, all on the left side.
I think the last time he lost was in Anaheim against the Angels.
Well, we just get word that Chavez might be suffering from a concussion. And it was on this dive, they said, on the J.J. Hardy double. I don't see any violent snap. What'd they say, a concussion or a whiplash? Maybe whiplash. But he's being checked out right now. Take another look.
Yeah, take a look here. The ball on down the line.
Maybe his jaw
might have hit the ground.
Hit the ground. And that's what he was feeling when he left the game.
Take another look at it, because he did kind of touch his jaw while he was at home plate.
Right.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay. Swing and a miss. And Davis down on strike. So Rapata strikes out the left-handed swinging Davis, and that'll bring up Nick Johnson.
Sweeping breaking ball sends Davis back to the dugout.
That's Nova's line. The 4 runs is not complete yet because the runner at second is his responsibility. Here's Nick Johnson. Showalter's bench is a little short. One of his right-handed hitters, Nolan Reimold, is still in Baltimore having his neck checked out. The other righty hitter is Ronnie Paulino. He's the other catcher. We do have a switch hitter, Wilson Bettermead, on the bench. So he's staying with the 2 lefties against Rapata. Quickly, the count is 0-2. Corey Wade, who pitched yesterday, is up again. Yankees used 5 pitchers yesterday. Logan, Wade, Soriano, and Mitchell. And Phil Hughes started. Up the middle and through for a base hit off the bat of Nick Johnson. Wieters rounds third. He will score. It's an RBI single for Johnson, and it's 5-0 Orioles.
Pettitte was able to get the first lefty, but not the second one. Nick Johnson with the second hit of the night. Target's low and away, but the pitch is up. And Nick Johnson able to get on top of it. Pettitte reaches out with a bare hand trying to flag it down, but Baltimore's going to have another run. And that run is charged to Ivan Nova.
There's Mark Reynolds. Reynolds walked tonight, also flied to center and struck out. So Nova's line is now complete with 5 earned runs. And they have him throwing over, so that gives Corey Wade time to warm. So they're going to call on Wade to face Reynolds. Now Buck Showalter could respond by sending up Pettitte to face Wade. We'll see as the manager's wheels are turning right here on Yes. On dealer 5-10-0 for the O's, 0-4-0 for the Yanks. Wieters a solo home run, 2 ribbies, 2 runs scored. Runners in scoring position. Baltimore 3 for 13. That's not great. Well, the Yankees have not had a situation where they failed with runners in scoring position. No chances. Why? Because Arrieta has pitched so well. 6 strikeouts, 75 pitches over 6 innings. So Showalter stays with Reynolds instead of sending up Pettitte. And Nova alone with his thoughts. Grounded to Nunez. He goes the short way, and that'll do it. So Wade throws 1 pitch and gets out of the inning. But the Orioles build on their lead. 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 man left at the end of 6.5 here at the stadium. Orioles 5, Yankees nothing. But we will stay here and listen to a rendition of God Bless America. Kenny, he was walking around Washington, D.C., wanted to see the monuments, and there was a softball game going on one of the lawns, and people said, hey, you want to play? And like Willie Mays used to play stickball in the streets of New York, everybody's comparing it to that. He played some softball before heading to the ballpark.
So he was playing tourist, walking around. He's originally from Las Vegas, and I guess he'd seen the monuments in Washington only on TV.
That's right. He wanted to experience them for himself, and then got in a game of softball. Imagine playing defense with Bryce Harper at the plate. We go to the bottom of the 7th on the Cadillac scoreboard. 5-0 Orioles as Robinson Cano leads off against Jake Arrieta, which is high. Freddie Garcia has been moved to the bullpen, beginning to warm up. Arrieta certainly has straightened himself out in his last 4 starts. He was 0-2 with a 5.79 ERA. And he has not looked like that sort of pitcher here tonight. Count 1-2. 2 strikeouts for Cano against Arrieta. Cano has struck out 8 times in his last 7 games, including the 2 tonight. Just got a piece to stay alive.
That was that cutter at 88 miles an hour, trying to pick off the back. Low outside corner. Cano sees it approaching the plate. He's out in front again. Was able to spoil it.
Missed inside with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And the payoff. All the way.
Arrieta still throwing hard. And as Michael said, his pitch count in good shape, just 82 here in the 7th inning.
Cano, Teixeira, and Ibanez here in the 7th. Yankees have to make up a 5-0 deficit. And there's a base hit for Cano. Get another update from Bob Lorenz back in the studio. Bob? I'll tell you, you are right, Bob. You never see that against Halladay. And the Braves are playing very good baseball. They start off slowly. You wondered how they'd ever be able to score. But their offense has come around.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman has picked it up lately. And, Jason Hayward as well. But the thing about Roy Halladay with a 6-0 lead, I think at any time in the game, if he gets ahead 6-0, you figure you're going to win that game.
Foul back by Teixeira, and the count is 0-2. 3 infielders on the right side for Mark. Mark talked a lot in spring training about laying down bunts against shifts, and he has not done that. Now, of course, with 2 strikes, you don't even think about it. And he swings and misses. He's 0 for 3. Follow the Yankees with the MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details.
Arrieta 7 strikeouts and no walks. So far, a dominant performance. Yankees have not had a runner get to second base.
Strike to Ibanez.
You haven't seen many changeups. That was a change.
Good live arm. His changeup's 85. One and one. Short road trip for the Yankees. 4 games in KC. Then Monday is an off day. And then Tampa Bay comes to town without Evan Longoria. Out 6 to 8 weeks with a partially torn hamstring.
Last year he missed time. I think it was a rib cage injury at the beginning of the year. Just about this same time of the season. They played pretty well without him. I think they went 18 and 11.
Well, they won last night. They're up 5-4 in the top of the 7th tonight against Seattle. B.J. Upton left tonight's game, though, with a tight quad. He's not close to being ready, but they have signed Hideki Matsui, the former Yankee World Series MVP, to a minor league deal for just these situations. People get hurt. There's a breakdown for Arrieta. He's been very economical, 90 pitches. The 2-2. Sky to left. Andy Chavez puts it away for the second out.
Well, you can see why the Orioles think so much of Arrieta. Good live arm that this year is healthy after off-season elbow surgery. Wasn't really major surgery, just had a bone spur taken out that had been causing some inflammation and irritation. But then again, isn't any surgery kind of?
When it's on you, it is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Been there, done that.
Nunez takes low. Nunez took over the at-bat for Eric Chavez in the 5th with a 1-2 count. He ended up striking out looking. The strikeout goes on Chavez's slate. And Chavez left the game with whiplash and a possible concussion. High pop-up. Reynolds at third in foul territory. He'll make the play. And Arrieta with a strong 7 innings against the Yankees. Now 1 Yankee in 7 innings has gotten into scoring position. We go to the 8th. Yankees down by 5. Tonight's candidates are Jake Arrieta, Robert Andino, Matt Wieters, and Nick Markakis. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. No Yankee on that list to this point.
Yeah, it's one of the few times I can remember that happening.
Well, now we'll see what Freddie Garcia has been working on in the bullpen. 4 starts this year, and the numbers are not pretty. 25 hits, 5 walks, 30 runners in 13 2/3 innings. And there's a strike to Andino. This is only the 3rd career relief appearance for Freddie Garcia.
Yeah, he had one last year.
Hyundai scoreboard 5-0 O's. Foul back. We'll take a close look at the fastball velocity for Garcia, and it's puzzling to the Yankees. He insists there's nothing wrong with it. And in spring training, he was consistently throwing his fastball at 89-90, which is great, especially with his off-speed stuff. But in his 4 starts, he was about 85-86. And they're not certain if he's going through a dead arm period. He insists there's nothing wrong with him.
Well, usually a pitcher will alter his delivery when there's something wrong with his throwing arm, but Freddie seems to be throwing free and easy. Just not getting there quite as fast. Now relies more on change of speeds and a good split finger fastball. But even that pitch hasn't been as effective this year.
There's 89. That's very good. If you can throw 89-mile-an-hour fastballs, that's your first step back.
Tried to pick off the outside corner with some movement.
There's a base hit in the hole, and Dino is 3 for 3.
I mentioned earlier, he's been a force out of the 9th spot in the order for the Orioles. Average started out the night at 316. That's before he went 3 for 3 with a walk.
There's Andy Chavez. You know, yesterday I was talking about how Chavez will not be remembered as fondly by Met fans for a great catch he made in the NLCS, because the Mets ended up losing that series to the Cardinals. And the guys in the truck, they were all over it. They had that catch ready to roll, and he swung at the first pitch, like that.
Like now.
But why don't we take a look and put their work to good use? Here's that catch by Andy Chavez. Just an awesome play at Shea. They end up winning that game and going to the World Series. That's considered one of the great postseason catches, but it kind of gets swallowed up in the fact that they lost.
Turned into a double play, and you notice that he checked to see if he had the ball when he came down. He wasn't quite sure. It was in the webbing of the glove.
So they had that queued up yesterday, Kenny, but he swung at the first pitch, and all their good work was wasted.
Got it in. Is that Josh, right?
Josh
Isaac, yeah. Video wizard.
Ground ball, grabbed there by Jeter. He goes to second, and they get the force. Nice play by Jeter.
Not only makes the stop, but from his knees makes the accurate throw. You know, many times you see an infielder make a stop like this, but he hustles, gets out of control a bit, and can't complete the play. Staying with it, the accurate throw to Cano for the force on Andino. Yep, he's out.
J.J. Hardy, this could be 2. There's 1, and there's 2. So Freddie Garcia works a scoreless 8th inning. Baby steps, helped by Derek Jeter's nice play on Andy Chavez. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and Jones will lead off.
VSAT with rising star Eric Hosmer and the Royals. Coverage starts at 7:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. And David Cohen joins me in the booth for all the action. It's only on Yes.
In a moment, we'll tell you what Mañana's starting pitchers are. Andrew Jones takes a strike.
Here we go. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to the life on Fios. David Phelps gets his first major league start for the Yankees. We'll see how the youngster does. And Danny Duffy, a left-hander, gets his start for the Kansas City Royals. Coverage starts at 7:30 right here on Yes.
Hyundai scoreboard 5-0 Orioles. Jones struck out in the third, flied out to center in the fifth.
You know, you look at Arrieta on the mound tonight, and you have to remember that he's done pretty well in his career against the Yankees. 2-1. Had a no decision earlier this year, a game that the Yankees won. But he got his first major league victory against the Yankees a few years back in Baltimore. So right away, right out of the box, gained a little confidence against the Bombers. June 10th, 2010. That was at Camden Yards.
Most Arrieta's ever pitched in the big league, 7 2/3 innings. He's at 100 pitches right now. 114 pitches, his career high. And he strikes out Andrew Jones. It's really a little hard to believe, Kenny, that in a 3-game set against the Orioles, the Yankee offense has scored 3 runs. They win 2-1 on Monday because of a really fine pitching performance by Kuroda. They lose 7-1 yesterday and getting shut out today. The last time the Yankees scored 2 runs or fewer in 3 straight home games against the Orioles, back in 1978. They ended up winning the World Series that year. But their offense has to pick up. This series, a 193 average, 2 home runs accounting for the 3 runs. They've only had 5 runners in scoring position. And they've left 17 people on base. Russell Martin has worked it full. He's 0 for 2. 1 for 12 on this homestand for Martin. Soft ground ball, charged by Hardy, fires to first, and they get him. The nice backhanded scoop by Davis. And Martin can't believe it. And he asks Dan Molino, really?
Oh, Hardy's charging it for all he's worth. The transfer to throw, and we've seen Davis scoop a few throws over there at first. We get a real good look on Yesmo.
And he was out. What a call by Molino.
He was out.
Here's Derek Jeter. He's 0 for 3. Pedro Strop and Troy Patton for the O's. Count 1-1.
Yeah, I know the Yankees have had a good home record over, well, for the longest period of time. But the fact is sometimes you go in a little rut, and a change of scenery is a good thing. So maybe the road trip might be what the doctor orders for the Yankees. They're going to go to Kansas City. Weather's a lot warmer there. It's supposed to be a few days in the 90s in Kansas City this weekend. That'll feel like a real change of scenery.
One-two. Struck him out. That's the longest outing ever for Jake Arrieta as he completes 8 shutout innings against the New York Yankees. We go to the 9th. Orioles up 5-0. We now look at the Land Rover drive of the game.
It's courtesy of Nick Markakis in the 7th inning with 1 out, nobody on. He's going to hit his 3rd home run of the year. Yeah, a long one. This is going to be our Land Rover drive of the game. Home run by Nick Markakis.
And Freddie Garcia, in his 2nd inning of relief, deals high to Markakis. Markakis 2 for 4. And that home run in the 7th inning, his first home run since the 2nd game of the year. Hit one on the opener and then the 2nd game.
His first time up in the season, he went deep. Of Carl Pavano.
The closer, Jim Johnson, for the O's. Grounded to first. Teixeira. 1 out.
Gotta wonder what's going through Freddie Garcia's mind. What'd you say? He's made 3 career relief appearances.
This is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Prod guy took the demotion the way he should take it. Hey, I didn't pitch well. This is a results business, and I'll try to find out what I'm doing wrong, and that's what you have to do in the bullpen. Been around a long time, proud veteran. Doesn't want to get hit the way he was hit. But the Yankees think he could figure it out.
His fastball's been sitting 88, 89.
Last time he was on the mound was April 28th against Detroit, and he allowed 6 earned runs in an inning and 2/3. And he also did the same thing, an inning and 2/3 on April 21st against Boston, but the Yankees came back and won that game. And that's the first time in his career that he threw less than 2 innings in back-to-back starts. You mentioned the 2 career relief appearances. One was in 2000, August 18th, 2000 at Cleveland when he was with Seattle. And then last year on April 10th against Boston, in Boston. And Adam Jones walks, and with the walk, he looks like he'll have his 10-game hitting streak snap. Here's Matt Wieters, and let's take a look at the pitch-by-pitch brought to you by Mazda.
This is Wieters earlier in the ball game tonight, and fouls a pitch off on a high fastball, rips another fastball foul. He wouldn't chase one out of the strike zone. Pitch in the dirt, blocked. Another pitch fouled off, putting on a lengthy at bat, breaking ball in the dirt from Nova, and this double high off the wall. Pitch was right down the middle, and Wieters lately has not been missing these type of pitches.
Check swing, and off the arm of Nunez, and everybody's going to be safe. Looked like he overran that, and that's why it hit his arm rather than his glove. And they give Wieters a base hit, his 3rd of the night.
Check swing by Wieters, but the results for him off the arm and then off the chest of Nunez. Let's see, does it touch the glove? Yeah, the heel of the glove. Then it comes and hits him in the chest, and Wieters has himself an infield single and a 3-hit night.
There's Chris Davis, 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. The walk came in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, good splitter right there. You saw the down and away movement. This ball is going to tumble. And that tumbling dice effect.
Popped up. Jeter makes the play for the 2nd out.
Yankees kind of cooled off Davis. He's had a pretty good series coming into tonight. He also was 10 for his last 21 coming into tonight.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. First and second now, 2 outs, and here's Nick Johnson. 2 for 4 today. Strike. So in 2 days, he's raised his average 88 points. He was at 0 coming in.
Right now he's trying to get on the interstates.
0 for his first 29.
Yeah, you go on a long streak like that, you feel like a walk is some sort of moral victory. Just to get down to first base and say hello to the first base coach. And Nick's always had a pretty good eye. He's got a well, coming into this year, he had a career on base percentage over 40%. And that's why he's been coveted by several teams over the years.
Count 1 and 2. Again fouled away. Crowd of 39,360 at the stadium. Many have left. I'd say most have left. Johnson really battling.
And now he's got the confidence things going. He's got the hit last night. He's got 2 more hits tonight. Maybe starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, even with an .088 batting average. I think about this point, Garcia has shown him everything. Sometimes a veteran has one more pitch up his sleeve. I mentioned David Cohn's doing the game with me tomorrow night in Kansas City. David Cohn, very capable of making up a new pitch just to put a hitter away.
Sometimes at mid windup. Garcia deals the 2-2.
He went with the splitter. Yeah, El Duque was that way too. Yeah, just I'll try it. Let me try this. Pitchers like Louis Tiant have spent some time with the Yankees. Very creative out on the mound. And Freddie Garcia back in the day didn't need to be creative. He threw 95 miles an hour. Those days are over with, though.
3-2. High fly ball, left center. Andrew Jones will put it away for the final out of the 9th. No runs a hit, 2 men left, 2 shutout innings for Garcia. Granderson, A-Rod, and Cano against Jim Johnson. the series finale and get the latest news from around baseball. Plus, Jack Curry gets the team's reaction from the clubhouse. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Very rarely do you want to see a closer who's notched 15 straight. But after the way Arrieta shut down the Yankees over 8 innings, I guess they'll take their chances with Jim Johnson.
Well, Baltimore has a day off tomorrow before starting a series at Fenway Park in Boston. Plus, Jim Johnson last week spent 3 or 4 days in a hospital with a severe case of food poisoning, so he hadn't been pitching all that much. So Buck Showalter wants to get some work. Arrieta tied his career high with 9 strikeouts, no walks tonight. He had set that career high last year in strikeouts, 9 against the Yankees.
Count 1-0 to Granderson. Johnson throws hard. Count 2-0.
Yeah, one of the keys, he has a good changeup and a good breaking ball to go with that, to the lively fastball.
Count 3-0. And there's a strike. Yankees need some base runners as they try to come back from 5-0 down. That's the final line on Arrieta.
Very impressive.
Popped up. Reynolds. 1 out. Yankees have 5 hits. Alex Rodriguez has 2 of them. Also wrapped into a double play in the 6th inning.
But he hit that ball well, too. It's just that the infield was a double play down, pitched towards the bag at second, and it was kind of a tailor-made.
One-two count on A-Rod.
Well, Jim Johnson dialed it up on that one, 96. Going for the swing and a miss on that pitch.
Swing and a miss. A-Rod down on strikes.
10 Yankees have struck out today.
Cano takes low 1-0. Cano did pick up a base hit his last time up, 1 for 3.
Yeah, the Yankees leave town looking for their offense. You know, they always say good hitting's contagious. Maybe bad hitting can be a little contagious as well. On the other side of the ledger.
Jeter caught some of it tonight. He's been the Yankees' best hitter all year, and he was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
Well, I think you have to give Arrieta some credit. I mean, he was very, very impressive tonight. You start with him. He's had success against the Yankees before. With another out here, he'll run his career record at 3-1 against the Yankees. And twice in his 2 wins, 2 of those 3 wins, he's at career highs in strikeouts. And you get the feeling he could have been pitching against anybody tonight. They wouldn't have had much success against him. Hit a very sharp breaking ball, fastball in the mid-90s, which was well spotted. His control was good throughout tonight. Didn't walk anybody. Very rarely ran deep counts. Look out.
A lot of moving parts with Cano today. He seems way out in front and jumpy at the plate.
Got to trust your hands.
Reason to be jumpy on that pitch.
Yeah, there was.
So the count is full on Cano. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Right back up the middle. Right there is Hardy. And the Yankees lose the game 5-0. Arrieta picks up the victory. Jim Johnson gets the final 3 outs. And the Yankee offense anemic in a 3-game set against the O's. They score 3 runs in 3 games. That's an average of a run a game for one of the most potent offenses in baseball. And they've got to find some kind of tonic in Kansas City. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Ivan Nova has his 15-game winning streak snapped as the Yankees lose this series to the Orioles 2-1.